Redfield. You're coming with us.
No, there must be some kind of mistake.
These days you might say that you have two groups in the We Love the Resident Evil franchise. Because where you have 0, 1, 2, 3 and Code Veronica, you also have 4 and kinda 5 and then, well, 6, where both groups lost faith. Then we have Revelations 1, which started off on the 3DS, but later came to consoles because people felt the horror atmosphere coming back. Capcom obviously noticed this and went back to the drawing tables in order to mix up a game for a new Resident Evil that could bring this franchise back to its former glory. I threw the lights off and spent this weekend with the first RE game in the form of episodes, which came out on disc after rolling out every week online. Of course, I am talking about Resident Evil Revelations 2, but the question is, can the franchise survive another round of zombies and creatures, or does it go down with one bite? Let's check it out in this review.
Gina. The animal eyes. Oh, God.
Did you know her?
Yeah. She's with TerraSave. Why would anyone do this?
The main reason why I didn't play it sooner was because I wanted to have it on disc as an ultimate Resident Evil fan. I prefer the pure survival parts but enjoyed the other ones nonetheless. The next reason why I was happy with the second part of Revelations was because of the first one, which already made the right step towards its strong core. Where we enjoyed Jill, Chris and many others on the first trip, we now return to play as Claire Redfield, who is teaming up with Moira Burton, yes, as in daughter of the one and only Jill Sandwich Barry. This is who we play with during the other side of the story, where he meets a small girl called Natalia Corda, who tags along with him. We start off with Claire, who is waking up inside a prison after being kidnapped. You find your co-op partner Moira Burton pretty fast. Moments later, a female voice speaks through the strange bracelet you wear. Together they are going towards wherever the woman is sending them, determined to get off the strange and dangerous island. The story switches up between Claire, Moira, Barry and Natalia, and the last two meet each other on the shore where Barry drops his anchor insured to save his daughter since he got a distress signal from her. I want to stop here since I don't want to spoiler too much of the story, which is for you to enjoy. Now I myself am a person who thinks a horror game normally is more scarier when you actually play with one character who is all alone. Revelations 2 proved me wrong by showing that working together, the island that I was stuck on was still creepy as hell.
I'm here, baby. Please be alive.
I don't know how you experienced the game in an episodic way, but I was happy being able to play the complete edition. The first thing that I had to get used to was the brilliant way of how they positively force you to make use of both characters, if playing solo that is. Where Claire is the I don't mind guns person, Moira says no to being the trigger happy chick, but she has the flashlight and later a blunt weapon, which works for her as she will tell you herself. Quite soon you find out that within the hit on a button you can switch smoothly and fast between the two characters you can choose. And that Moira by example can blind a zombie, where either you or the computer can then finish the enemy in several ways. Does this work? Yes, it does actually, and feels great. Although when you leave it to the computer to floor the zombie, where this does not always happen, you can switch fast and do it safely yourself. If zombies and mutated creatures come too close to you, then they can be pulled away at the right time by making good use of this easy switching system. You can combine several stuff into firebombs or healing items, but you can also turn them into items that disinfect, which is cool and at least fresh. All the stuff you already know of Resident Evil is right here: direct turning, small puzzles and herbs usage. Did I say there are puzzles? Yes, there are puzzles, which are not difficult, but still, at least they are there.
Over there, another one.
How do you know?
I can just sort of see them.
Oh, no, you don't, young lady. It's too dangerous.
Why? I'm not scared.
As our second duo, there are different options which made me think I was playing The Last of Us. I say this since Natalia can be used for finding enemies in a certain radius around her, so soon enough there will be moments where you use her to learn their routes to later let Barry stealth kill them with his knife. I mean, I don't have to say anything more about the same gameplay there, right? When we look at The Last of Us and Revelations 2. But after leaving this behind you, you will find out that the mechanism works great nonetheless. If you're not a huge fan of sneaking around, don't worry, because it's actually not really necessary for the main game. I say for the main game because you also get 2 bonus episodes, but if you expect a huge expansion upon the story, then I have to tell you this isn't the deal at all. The story isn't really a story where you almost don't get any cutscenes, and the gameplay feels more like raid mode with some minor extras. Raid mode itself, however, is available too, where there hasn't been many changes, which of course is perfectly fine, seeing as this always stood by itself.
2 Westers.
What kind of whack job would... Ugh, this is not okay.
Here.
Hold steady. Okay.
Almost got it. No!
Well, that blows.
Resident Evil is pretty famous regarding its cheesy lines and crappy voice acting. This has become somewhat of a standard that is part of the franchise in a good or bad way. I was completely lost when I found out that the voice acting actually was pretty solid this time. Parts with Claire and Mora will sometimes make you smile, where other moments you will feel a chill when listening to dramatic lines. So emotions are more alive than ever, which is strange as hell, since I'm still talking about a Resident Evil game here. So bravo Capcom, bravo! Music is once again superb and knows how and when to hit the right notes. Revelations 2 reaches out towards a higher point of quality if you are comparing it with the first part. It takes another small step towards that old vibe that classic RE players want to experience. The graphics run smooth on 60 frames per second, where they might drop here and there when walking by example through a lot of grass, but hey, the atmosphere is awesome and exactly what I expected from a RE game. Voice acting has improved much more since we are used to cheesy talking instead of the more serious acting in this part. Most of the characters sound good and convincing. The music is fine as it is and keeps up the pace of the whole game. If you are a fan of the series, then be sure to pick up the disc version because you can be a proud owner of this title. I gave Resident Evil Revelations 2 a score of 83%.
What? Who the fuck is quoting poetry?
Are you afraid? You can tell me. Talk to me.
What are you talking about?
Those bracelets change color in response to fear.
And who exactly are you?
So much suffering. You don't even know what to be afraid of yet.